Alright, so after a week's absence, Haas to Glory is back. This is episode number 11, and we are going to the Netherlands. We currently sit P6 in the Drivers' Championship on 94 points, but I said it last episode, I think, and I think I said it the episode before as well. You do need to take these results with a pinch of salt, because realistically, I had the difficulty way too low, so that's why I achieved, you know, 3 second places, a win, and a P4. Today, though, I'm expecting it to be much difficult. We had a tough weekend in Belgium. A decent qualifying session got ruined because I put Lewis Hamilton into a wall. I was forced to pit, but I still managed to pick up a P16 finish. So, round 11, Circuit Zandvoort, qualifying, let's have it. Alright, so it is qualifying time. Now, my teammate Nico Hulkenberg has set a lap time of a 1 minute 9.97, and to be honest, I don't really know this track all too well. I did a Senna driver career mode video at this track, and that's the only experience I have around here, so let's see how I get on. Round turn 1, way too late on the brakes, but let's just focus on the exit, which was also pretty stinky. I'm going to try and just lift through there, which has worked, but I've braked too late once again, although to be fair, at the moment I'm just braking where the game is telling me to, and it's too late, so if anything, the game is lying to me. Through Sector 1, I'm going to be 85 milliseconds down on Sonoda, which, given how awful that Sector 1 was, I think that's actually a very decent time. And this car has some pace. Approaching the end of Sector 2 is a 48.7 by Sonoda, and hang on a minute here. This car has got some speed in it, because this lap has been very, very average, and yet, I am 2 tenths up on Sonoda. Oh, we are in for a good weekend. I can feel it in my fingers. Out the final corner, I could have used so much more ERS, and we go and put it P15, which is not awful, realistically. There is probably half a second in that lap still. And to already be in P15, ooh, I like it. This is good. This is promising stuff. And here we go then for my final qualifying run of the session. I just want to say before I begin, if you could please like the video because it is astronomically beneficial to my YouTube videos. And here we go. Let's make this a good one. Let's make this something to remember. Now, one thing I need to remember is to brake a little bit earlier into turn 1. That is almost bang on. I can stick to the inside, get on the exit nice and early. That was still a little bit crap, but it will do. Lift through here, ride the curve, brake early again. Still a little bit too late, but a lot better than my first run. On the exit, I am already 2 tenths of a second up. I'm going to use a bit more ERS through here because I can, and I will, and I'm a 10th up. Swing it through there like I'm David Beckham, and then send it through here like I'm silly. Almost flat out through there. I am giving this some beans. I have got a little bit of grass on my tyres though, which of course isn't ideal, but it's fine. Car feels absolutely fantastic. 3.5 tenths up, now a 48.4. I'm going to go and put in a 48.2. A little bit slow through there. I've actually got in the gravel a little bit, and there's my lap over. Oh, you have got to be joking me. You have got to be taking the absolute mickey with me. That is not what you want to see at all, really, is it? What a stupid mistake to make as well. I don't think I have ever done that in any F1 game, where I've actually gone too far inside of the corner to the point where I've actually got gravel on my tyres and then lost it. That is... oh, that is actually, like, demoralizing. Because there was, like I said, upwards of half a second in there. And I go and I actually get out-qualified by my teammate because of that as well. By 10 milliseconds. And if I carried on that lap and found, let's just say, at least 4 tenths of a second, I was looking to be about P14, P13. If I carried on, top 10 was possible, you know. That's so cringe. I'm actually so upset at myself for that, but I suppose, as they say, you can't look back on the past. You've just got to look forward to the future. So, it's P17. for the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, Zandvoort is... But it's not easy to overtake, let's just put it like that, and track position was crucial. But, you know, I'm going to have a good go at it anyway. So, Grand Prix time. Let's go. And here we go for the Dutch Grand Prix. Now, yes, starting P17 when I could have been P13 or 12 isn't ideal. There are some positives, and that is the car feels bloody brilliant. You know, it feels unbelievably good. I feel like I can drive it like a maniac and be fast, which usually I can't do that. So even though my starting position is obviously awful, I actually am starting P16 because someone behind has obviously taken an engine penalty. I am almost certain I'm going to gain at least a couple of places today just on my pace alone. The strategy is actually a utilization of the soft tyres, although I am going to come in a lap earlier because, well, you can look at the soft tyres, it starts out at a 1 minute 11.2, and by the end, I'll be lapping in the mid 1 minute 13s. So, yeah, that's not great. I'd say we go to about here. Without further ado, let's start this thing. And here we go, round number 11 at Zandvoort. My clutch isn't working, which isn't ideal, but we are away, and the start is very, very subpar, but I'm off the line pretty decently. I am going to lose a position to Sonoda, which you don't really want to see. There is someone who is kicking up a lot of gravel somehow, but on the exit of turn 1, that is not a great start, but I have a plan. Swing around the outside. I remember Fernando Alonso did this in 2022, I believe, and that is actually going to gain me a position back over Sonoda, which is very nice. We now have Gasly and my teammate Hulkenberg. I'm going to get out scrap. Maybe I can third party off this. No, I've gone a little bit wide. There's still a chance here if I... Oh, I'm very slow. Try and go up the inside of my teammate, which is scary. I've actually almost lost it and collided into him, but you know, it happens, I guess. Alright, let's see how good my straight line speed is. I hope it's decent. We can see Hulkenberg ahead. Not really catching. I'm actually, you know, losing, you know, a gap to him. So, my straight line speed is actually crap. Fantastic. I'm currently facing the consequences of having a bad qualifying, even though I am considerably faster than I'd say the next sort of 4 or 5 cars. Because of this track and the severe lack of overtaking opportunities, I mean, there is, I'll say, 1, maybe 2 overtaking spots on this track. I am suffering. I'm stuck behind Hulkenberg. I literally can't get by. There's nowhere to get by. So, not brilliant. Maybe a potential move coming on my teammate here. This is very, very brave, but very important to my race. Come on, stick it in there. Yes, that's a lovely move. On your teammate is very risky for the biscuit. You know, sending it on your teammate around the outside like that. But I got it done, kept it nice and clean, and, well, that's 1 car out of my way. It only took 4 laps. Down the inside of Pierre Gasly! Oh, if I can make that stick. Oh, I was not expecting to go for the move, but I saw it coming. I got flashbacks of Daniel Ricciardo against, I think, a Mercedes in Hungary 2014, and thought, hang on a minute, I can send this. So that's now P14 for Fat Krim. The car is still flying along lovely. Tyres aren't bad. Everything so far is going swell. My next target is Logan Sargent. Now, one thing I noticed is that as the AI cross the start-finish line, they actually stop using their ERS. You'll see that you can see their red light starts blinking. So, if I can just get close enough at the final corner and then dump my my overtake into turn 1, there's a slight chance for an overtake. You can also see Logan is starting to lose time to Ocon, and if he doesn't have DRS, I should be able to get by. And here we go. Logan Sargent does not have DRS, but I don't have much overtake. I accidentally used it all. I think I can still get the move done, though. I seem to be really good round turn 1. Late on the brakes, swing around. Try not to lose the rear. Lovely overtake. Textbook, simple, masterful stuff from Fat Krim. My next target is going to be Esteban Ocon. And then in 3 laps time, I will be making my pit stop. I tell you what, car is suddenly quite bad now. Here comes Logan Sargent out of nowhere into turn 1. Where did he come from? Literally out of nowhere. But yeah, my tyres are really bad. As you can see, almost 40% on my front left. And I need to get in the pits. I'd actually say this lap, because now I'm actually slower than, you know, everyone around me. So I will be stopping at the end of this lap, and we'll see how good the undercut is. Hang on a minute. I've just seen a raindrop. There's rain. Why is there rain? Does someone want to explain to me in the beautiful language that is the Queen's English why there is rain? See, this has completely changed everything, because if I pit and then it starts proper raining, I have to pit again. So do I stay out knowing that the rain is going to keep coming and then switch to the inters, or do I just go onto the medium tyres? I need to take a gamble here, and I honestly don't know what to do. Alright, you know what? I've made my decision. I'm coming in. It's a complete 50-50 whether I'm going to regret that decision or not, but I just don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't know if it's going to keep raining or not, because if it stays like it is, it's going to stay dry tyres. And then, of course, if it does keep raining, I will most likely finish P20. Unless the AI stop as well, then I'll be safe. But if I see, like, in 2 or 3 laps time, the AI still haven't stopped... Whoa! Big oversteer. Okay, right, well, that's the undercut gone then. Oh, this race has quickly turned into absolute turmoil. Yeah, I've bottled this. My car is undrivable. Yeah, it's done. I've bottled it. In hindsight, what am I thinking? It's similar to the F1 Manager Series. Why am I so stupid when it comes to, like, this sort of thing? Like, reading conditions. Of course it's going to keep raining. Of course it's going to become intermediate conditions. Like, it's so plainly obvious. And yet, at the time, I think to myself that I'm being real smart making my stop and going onto the mediums. Like, I can barely drive around a corner at the moment. And the AI are going to stay out because they're just going to wait until it's into conditions and stop. And then I'll have to stop again. And that's my race pretty much over. What an idiot. Nico Hulkenberg has now stopped alongside half of the field, and I think I will need to stop this lap as well. And yeah, unless there's a red flag or a safety car at some point, this is my race over and done with. I am so sad, because if I wasn't such a moron, then this could have been an unbelievable race. So I exit the pits, P20, 6 seconds behind the car ahead. I don't know how I've caught up so much, even though we both stopped. But yeah, so unfortunate. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Do you remember at the start of the weekend during qualifying, I said, oh, we're in for a good qualifying session. We're in for a good weekend. And then, of course, the one time I say that, everything goes wrong. I currently sit 6.5 seconds behind P19. I am not catching at all. And unless there's a safety car, and as I say that, there is a yellow flag somewhere, that could save me. But yeah, Oscar Piastri is out of the session. Unlucky, mate. I'm honestly thinking about retiring from the race at this point as well. What is annoying is that in real life F1, where Oscar has parked up, that would cause at least a virtual safety car, which wouldn't really do anything to me right now, but at least it'd be something. But no, we don't do that here. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but I'm catching rather quickly now. I've pulled about nearly 2 seconds on Tsunoda and Gasly. I think they might be having a bit of a scrap. As you can see, they are quite far behind everyone else. But even if I can catch up to someone, that is already an achievement in itself. I'm just sad because I know what this race could have been. If I just didn't pit for mediums first, I still don't understand why I did that, to be honest. If I just stopped you know, on that lap, but instead of putting on mediums, I put on inters, I could be very well in the top 8, top 6 right now, but no, I'm in P20, well, P19, because of Oscar Piastri's DNF, and I will say, the pace is extremely good and strong, but it's not yielding the result that I'm craving. Do you know what I mean? I can't believe I've done this, but I've actually managed to catch, like, some cars, which I'm very impressed with myself about that. That is actually quite difficult. Now, let's see if I can overtake someone, because that would be even more impressive. Alright, let's see what my braking's like into turn 1. It is... oh, wow. That is incredible. That braking difference is outrageous. It was so outrageous, in fact, Sonoda didn't even see me coming and actually drove into me slightly. And now I'm trying to slip up the inside of Gasly. Ooh, I'm quite fast. Gonna try slip up the inside of Gasly here. I know I have got superior brakes by some distance. There it is. So I'm now past Gasly. Up to P17, we are now looking for a move on Valtteri Bottas. And I'm feeling like diving down the inside here. I think I'm a little bit too far back for that. However, into turn 1, I think I can do that. Here we go then, Valtteri Bottas. Let's try and go around the outside. I should be able to, never mind, I'm going to go to the inside because he didn't actually defend at all. And that is another place made. I am cooking right now. I don't know why I've suddenly turned into Michael Schumacher. Let's try a little switch back on Logan Sargent. Not going to happen. However, my like entry speed on this next corner, the really fast one, is really, really strong. So, let's try this. Oh, yes. Oh, that is superb by Fat Krim. In fact, I am making these moves like so absurdly, if that's even a word, that the AI don't see it coming. But I'm not gonna hide away. I will send it if I can, and that's what I've done. I'm now up to P15. The rain is slowing down a little bit. I don't think we will get back to dry tyre conditions. We have 7.5 seconds up the road to Daniel Ricciardo. I feel like that's probably a little bit too far, but let's try and at least make a dent into that gap, shall we? I'm not even going to lie. We might actually go back onto the slicks. Now, what's nice about being so far down is that I can actually see what the front runners are going to do and then react off that. If I see them come in, I might actually just stay out until the end. It depends how dry it's going to get, but for now, I'm still cooking. I've caught Ricciardo by about 2 seconds, which at the moment, if I keep that pace up, is going to be enough to catch him. But it's going to be extremely tricky. 3 laps remaining, and the gap is 4.2. And I think I am just starting to slow down. Penultimate lap of the race, my gap is 3 seconds. I'm still catching, but it's just not going to be enough. The issue is that it's so dry now that my wet weather ability is no longer, you know, the reason I'm catching up. So I don't think I'm going to catch up, is the bottom line. I guess that, you know, it's not really worth pitting for dries, because yes, I will be faster, but it's not that much faster, and I'm not going to catch up by 20 seconds in just 3 laps. But still, I am more than pleased with how I've driven today. I have crashed more times than I'd like to say. I'd say once or twice a lap so far. But that pace that I was showing earlier was just absolutely insane. I have now cleared Sargent by 7 seconds in about 7 laps, so that is some really strong pace. And I am still catching Ricciardo, of course, but it needed to be like that 1 lap. It needed to be by about 2 seconds a lap, and then, of course, actually doing the overtake. And even though I'm still catching by about a second a lap, it's just not enough. So here we go. Final lap of the race. There is actually a scrap going on ahead. You never know what can happen. But yeah, this is another what could have been weekend. It happened last episode at Spa before I, you know, crashed into Hamilton. Similar today. I had the pace to be well in the points. both in qualifying and in the race. Like, P6 was definitely a realistic result today, and we're talking 110 difficulty, so yeah, I could still be happy with how I performed in the wet weather conditions because I have been extremely strong, but you just have to look back at that decision I made to stop for the medium tyres. If I stopped for mediums, well, no, sorry, if I stopped for inters, I don't even know what could have happened, but points was the bare minimum. But I've enjoyed myself. I didn't think I'd like driving in a wet round here, but it has been extremely fun. And even though at the end of the race I have managed to catch Ricciardo, if there was 3 more laps, I probably would have overtaken Ricciardo. It's not going to happen. But yeah, that was a pretty good race from an entertainment point of view. But it's a stinky result, isn't it? It's P15. To be fair, I wasn't even expected to catch the cars ahead that I did in the first place, like Tsunoda and Sargent and Bottas and whoever. But I did, so I'm happy, but I know what could have been, do you know what I mean? And so here's your final finishing order. Nico Hülkenberg actually almost secures a point. He's about 5 seconds off, but finishes P12, so not too bad from him. And yeah, to think that everything that I went through in that race, from the bad decision to lots of, little mistakes, and yet I still finished 1 place higher than where I started, although to be fair, Oscar Piastri's DNF helped in that. I technically didn't actually overtake anyone. But I just want to quickly look at my lap times compared to everyone else during that inter stint. Like, this is where it all went a bit wrong for me. Because, these are the lap times I was doing, right? Let's just say mid-19s, mid-19s we'll say, for this early stint. Who was faster than me? No. I was quicker than everyone except the front 2 on those inters. So if I didn't lose 20 seconds through the pit stop, I would have finished, well, obviously 20 seconds up the road, which is 12 seconds behind the winner. So we're talking, like I said, a P5 and 6 was definitely on today, which is just so depressing. But yeah, I suppose that's all from me today. Like I said, please do like the video and make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1.4k by the end of the year. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Adios. Actually, wait, quick thing before I go, take a look at the standings, just quick, for those that are interested. Verstappen, 44-point lead. Constructors, Red Bull, 63-point lead. Okay, cool. See you later. Bye.